If you're a sensible human being who has any type of morals, then you will know that putting your hands on somebody else is not the right thing to do. And we can argue that because sometimes we say that in self-defense, you are allowed to defend yourself and you should be able to knock somebody out. But on other cases, you shouldn't be able to put your hands on anybody, especially if you're the aggressor. And I definitely believe in self-defense. So, for instance, if you have someone who is bullying you, you should definitely be able to defend yourself. And I'm talking about putting those hands up and going to work, because people like that only understand one language and one language only. Now, have you ever been hit by someone that was smaller than you or of the opposite sex? Being a man and a woman hits you, might slap you, she might throw something at you. Do you get angry enough and want to put hands on her? Which I would ask you not to do, because we already know what happens whenever the law gets called. Nowadays, they take both parties in. It's not just one anymore. But you also need to understand that it's usually whoever calls the law first. So if you call the law on that woman for putting her hands on you, you're doing the right thing. Trust and believe. It's nothing about being soft. It's nothing about being a punk. You're doing the right thing. Trust and believe. But let it go the other way around and she hits you, then you put your hands on her. Trust and believe. If she calls the law first, your ass is going to jail, and it doesn't matter what you say. The 8 at the Table panel or podcast decided to have a debate about being physical with your partner in a relationship and what happens if a woman puts her hands on a man. Should she be able to get hit back, or should the man just walk away and turn the other cheek?
I'm never man versus woman. I'm people.
Thank you.
If I hit anybody, I expect to be hit the fuck back if you have the balls to hit me back.
Yep.
Why if you have the balls though?
Because some people are pussy and will be like, oh my God, you really hit me. Right. No.
Some people will be pussy. Is that how we are gauging masculinity as a man? If you have the balls to hit a woman back? I don't think that's the right way to look at things. And I believe she misspoke here, because a man doesn't have the balls to hit you means that he's a smart man. And I tell men all the time never to put their hands on a woman. Call the law. Do the smart thing, because I promise you, you will not win once you get angry enough to put your hands on a woman. Not to mention, look at the size difference in most men and women, especially the two sitting on the panel right here. Look at the size difference. If she was to hit him, could you imagine what he could do to her? That's why men should not put their hands on women. Call the law.
But
Do you think that he might be like that because even if you hit him first?
not
No,
he,
he's not-
I
she's
said
saying people.
anybody.
Okay, I'm speaking specifically on a man. Like, let's say he's pussy. He's like, oh my God, you really slapped the shit out of me. But this is my point, right? But this is what my point is. Women want men to act more like women. See, a man who can actually force himself and stop the situation is gonna, most likely, a woman is gonna understand that and not even take that initiative to even put her hands on him. But when a man is more inclined to ask questions and try to communicate with words rather than actions, right, which is going on in his day-to-day life, he's most likely gonna get slapped the fuck out of and be like, why would you do that?
No, people that get hit, they be in relationships. Like you don't have people in relationships that, like, that's me getting with somebody that likes to put their hands on somebody. That's a full stop for me. Like, all the people I know who be in like physical relationships like that.
I know women who put their hands on men, but those men never put their hands on her, right, or them. And I don't know, maybe it might be that could, I don't even know why how it happened. Maybe
That dynamic sucks. If you're in a relationship where your woman, as a man, your woman puts her hands on you and you do not do anything about it, like calling the law or even getting out of that relationship, that's when I consider you a sucker and you actually like being hit on by a woman. You cannot complain. That to me is idiocy. You cannot complain then, because you are actually asking for it. Yes, you want her to hit you again. It's easy to walk away. Trust and believe, it is easy to walk away. And when I say walk away, I'm talking about out of a relationship. There are many relationships right now as we speak that have this dynamic where the man is getting abused by the woman. Most men don't call the law because people or society used to deem you as a punk, as being soft, as being a bitch. But nowadays, we know that calling the law is the right thing to do because she's going to call the law on your ass if you hit her back. Trust and believe. And not to mention, I know that shit makes you miserable staying in a relationship with someone like that. How can you do it unless you actually like staying in a relationship with a person like that?
Her mother.
She needs to check her mic.
She can learn a lesson, like keep your hands to yourself.
Her mic is messed
But
up.
a lot of
No, actually, I'm actually okay with you, like, publishing it, because at the end of the day, why does anybody, or why would anyone think that they could hit someone else?
That's a fact.
Why?
This is the reason why most men do not get out of pocket with other men, because we understand there is a level of violence that can occur whenever you put your hands on a man, or you get out of pocket, you get out of hand, you get loud, you say certain things to another man. There is a level of physicality that can occur. Trust and believe. And sometimes you don't want those problems from those people because you don't know who you're dealing with. So men actually play it smart, and we do not say certain things to other men like women would say to men.
There's literally no logical response to that. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So, again, people need to learn to keep their hands to themselves. If you didn't learn that as a kid, you need to learn it as an adult, or you're going to get some paws put on you. Like,
That's a fact.
It's really that simple.
I learned
But,
that
like, you don't
early.
just get to go, again, this is about being an adult. You don't get to go around just hitting people. Like I said, I might want to go and slap the fuck out somebody tomorrow at my job. But you know what I'm not going to do? Slap the fuck out somebody.
now,
You know what I'm saying?
Choices and consequences.
Right. Like, and the consequence of hitting somebody is getting hit.
now,
Man or woman.
so now, so like for example, now you got men that would say, let's say a man that slapped the shit out of somebody who's obviously way big, a man who's way bigger than. Based on what we were just discussing, that's something that you can understand why it would happen.
Yeah.
But there's still a large group of people, man and woman, who is going to be like, bro, you're like 17 times her size or whatever. You're 2 times her size. Why?
I understand that, but
Their
I
mics
think
are
you
messed up.
always have to look at it from the perspective of there's a consequence to every action.
And even if he didn't retaliate by like hitting me back, he probably gonna do some shit.
Like, what if he just pushed you, like, kind of just like a reaction, like just pushed you on the, like, get away from me?
Nah, that ain't no. I'm talking about
What
man.
if he throws out all my clothes and burns it? You know,
People know who to pull that shit with.
That's a
Sometimes-
fact.
I got a sister, and I love her to death, but she's real handsy.
Their audio is messing up. Sorry about
I
that.
tell you what, she's
They
a
need
little
to.
thug, though. She shot
Their
back up the
producer
next
needs
day.
to
About to
do something about that.
Yeah, the next day, and she went right back. But
Mm.
she's a fighter though, so like there are women fighters, and I'm not glorifying it, but there are women fighters who would be like, all right, I will really try to fight a man and take whatever comes with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not all right.
She needs to seek some
But
form of therapy.
it's-
It's deeper than
Yeah.
being a fighter.
Especially like, and I'm talking about, I can only talk about the areas I've been in. I could talk about the areas that in New Jersey and New York where I watch women beat up a man.
Aggressive.
Definitely seen it.
Oh, trust me. I came from New York. I lived there. I was raised there. Trust and believe, I know how aggressive the women can be. And I'm talking about masculine as hell. They actually talk like me. Their voices are probably deeper than mine. So I can understand exactly where he's coming from. They are very handsy up there in New York. And I know some relationships right now with that certain dynamic where the woman wears the pants, literally. And she's putting her hands on her man, literally, all the time, unless he does exactly what she says. And even when he does, she's still putting her hands on him, literally.
That would never happen to me, but I watched it happen. So like the problem is
Definitely
this:
seen it.
those women that beat up men, i.e. my sister, have like a switch in their brain that believes, I could take this nigga too.
Or it could be a cry for help.
I could take this nigga too. And they will try it. They will fucking try it.
Now, there are women out there who actually think they can beat a man. Let me repeat that for y'all. There are women out there who actually think they can take a man, and I would say you are so mistaken. You can't take a man. Trust and believe, even the smallest man, you cannot take him. Our bone density is different. So you know that we are stronger than you. Yes, there are women that are strong out there, and that's for a whole nother debate or topic or video speaking on basically the strength difference or the differences between men and women. But at the same time, during this discussion, I must point out the fact that men are stronger than women. And unless you are delusional, you would believe otherwise, which some women believe that they can actually take a man, even in fighting, in a ring, boxing, MMA, whatever. They actually believe they can take a man on. And I'm telling you again, you are mistaken.
I mean, to be honest, I hit you, you hit me. Now you really have the problem. No. You hit me back, which I deserve.
Watch what she says.
You the one that really got a problem now.
No,
Why does he have a problem?
Watch what she says.
Everybody going to go.
I guarantee you.
If you initiated it, why does he have a problem?
Because she's calling the law.
I didn't say me.
No, not her.
She's calling the law.
First of all, if she doesn't go to the authorities and say this,
What'd I say?
but it's just like, okay,
I don't miss y'all.
legally,
Baby
you
girl,
could get
what-
in trouble for that.
Baby girl, what
But
happened to your face?
illegally,
I don't miss. Now, I am 35 for 35 now from the 3-point line.
And
This
do
is
you
gonna
say
be a
I put
problem.
my hands on him?
I'm going to say I hit him and he hit me back. He hit you back. Only it's the ones that can fight, because a lot of men don't even know how to fight.
I would argue most.
A lot of men don't know how to fight.
A lot of men don't know how to fight men.
Who they
A lot of men don't know how to fight men.
be fighting?
Women. And it's usually they usually fight women verbally.
Crazy.
Yo, men that fight women verbally like often. What?
That's crazy, because I feel like a woman to just say the most low down.
Yes,
But that's why he fights.
Agreed.
You get me? But like,
women know how to hit those points. Trust and believe. Ladies, am I lying? Women know how to hit those points, especially in certain arguments with men. Because a man will basically cuss her out, but she will bring up some shit that he told her 2 weeks ago, 3 years ago, that he forgot about. In the confinement of their home, in private, and she will blurt it out in front of everybody just to get on his nerves, just to play him, just to get him angry enough to try to hit her. Then once he does, she calls the law. That's why it's your job to do what?
I'm talking about communicating to her.
I'm saying that it's like it always starts communicating, and then he gets to the point where I probably didn't communicate that well.
I didn't get
It
that.
gets to the point where then he actually physically puts his hands on her
Over what you said.
What I say?
over the words. Yeah.
What I say?
Some shit that she
Exactly.
shouldn't have said.
Because well, it's not really that. It's really
Pushing those
yes,
buttons.
but it's really because it was going.
Pushing
going,
those buttons.
going. Like a man, it's gonna go from here. He's gonna go to here, and then everything else is gonna be like, yo, you know what's coming next. Like I'm not gonna go back and forth and climb the ladder with you. I'm already at a 10. I'm taking whatever come with it. You know what I'm saying?
At that point, she's just chopping at his ego.
Yeah. So like,
Feeding into it, and that's the issue.
Because
yep.
no, the men
I mean, you
love
can
their ego.
you can say like, saying what you want just gonna get it back. But like I've seen men that only like I've been like, yo, you be so tough around women, but when a man approach you,
Oh, yeah,
you
I've seen
start
that.
Backtracking, you start making.
say, man, I ain't even say that.
Yeah,
nah,
now
cuz.
Now you want to be cool and try to clarify, like,
Yeah.
Those are the types of men that they were discussing earlier. Those are the men they mentioned earlier. The men who cannot fight other men. They're weak, mentally and physically. So when a man comes around, they always back down. But if it's women, they are ready to throw hands. They're ready to fight because they know that they're stronger than those women and their fighting skills are probably a little bit better. And not to mention, if a woman hits you, unless she's trained, it's probably not going to hurt as hard as a man hitting you. Trust and believe. So those men are afraid to get hit by other men because they know they'll do them dirty. So they don't fight other men. they're quick to put their hands on women. That's why those guys who like beating on their women, their wives, in relationships with women, they like hitting on them, abusing them. Whenever men come around, trust and believe, what's the first thing they do? They pull out a firearm.
Like, what I really was saying. Yeah, because you know how she was. She be like.
But you're actually right. And ironically, you see that a lot on social media.
Yep.
Where men will have so much beef. Well, I don't say men. Where a man will have so much beef with a woman, but then when a man steps in to say something, they ain't got nothing for bruh. Nothing.
That's because they know it could get
scary
violent.
as hell.
Weakest shit in the world.
Right? It's super disgusting.
But it's most men though nowadays, and I feel like
I'll be hanging around.
It's not
these
most
kind of
men.
males,
no,
so
it's
I don't know.
It's not about hanging around. Like
It's a lot
I
of
don't know
men.
them. Is what I'm saying.
when you approach them, I can't even speak about this because then that's gonna make me look sick, crazy.
You?
But
Yeah, let's move on.
You know, it's
Now, I have been hit one time by a woman. One time and one time only, and that was over a decade ago. Trust and believe, I had to catch myself from actually hitting her back. I did. I caught myself because it was my reflexes. Whenever you are in an argument or you're in front of somebody and they hit you, what's your first response? Your reflex is going to tell you to dodge, duck, and hit them back, right? To defend yourself. I caught myself literally. I had my hand cocked back. I was ready to, but I remembered that, wait a minute, she's way smaller than me. Literally, I'm 6'3". I believe she's like 5'6". So imagine, and I'm every bit of 215. So imagine the type of damage I could have done, and that's what I thought about. Not to mention, she's a woman. So I was taught not to hit women, which I will not hit women. I've always said that if a woman is man enough to hit a man, then she's man enough to get hit back. But at the same time, I would advise you not to do that because, again, your best bet is to call the law. Because if she calls them first after you hit her, your ass going to jail, not her. Until next time. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content.